What's up, YouTube? Scott, Sky Tradition, back with the top 50 cards in the sports card collection. I recently did my top, cards numbered 51 through 100. Put that out last week, and now we're going to go with cards number 50 to number 1. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Got a lot of positive feedback on the last one, so let's get right into it. So, starting out at card number 50 on the list. It's the 1967 Tom Seaver rookie card. This is a pretty darn nice example in a PSA 6. This card is up 8 spots on the list from last year. Estimate about $16.50 on this card. I think I had it priced a little lower last year just because, one thing I've noticed this year is that cards with really nice eye appeal like this just tend to go for a lot more than just a 6 that was way off centered or something like that. So, starting to try to figure in those premiums on, cards that are a little more high end or have a little bit better eye appeal. 49 on the list. One of my favorite cards in my collection, the 61 Lake to Lake Bart Star SGC 7.5. This is the highest graded SGC example, I do believe. Estimate of about $1,700 on the price, up 4 spots on the list from last year. Love that card. Love the way that looks. Here we have a pickup from the National a couple years ago. This was my only pickup. I believe this was from the 2023 National. The only thing that I left with was this card. Maybe that was actually this was the 2021 National. The 59 Jerry Kramer Cello pack. You can see the thickness of the pack there. It's kind of hard to tell, actually, but they have Jerry Kramer, one of the last Lombardi Hall of Fame living Packers, on the top. His rookie card is pretty awesome. This is the only one that exists. Price of about $1,700 on this, down 4 spots on the list from last year. But again, cards like that do not transact very much, or these cello packs, especially with Kramer on top. This may be the only one that there is, so that price is only going to be a guesstimate from here on out. Next up, got the 59 Topps Jim Taylor on the list. This would be considered his rookie card, even though this isn't his face on the card. $1,700 on the price estimate, down 9 spots on the list from last year. $46 on the list here coming up. We've got the 57 Topps Brooks Robinson. This is a really nice looking copy in a PSA 7. Price estimate on this one about $1,750, up 1 spot from last year. $45. That's some Aaron Rodgers action. What an awesome game that was between Packers and Steelers on Sunday Night Football, and my Packers got the best of old Aaron, although it was nice to see him in general playing. That was a fun game to watch. So number 45 on the list, this is BGS 10, only about pop 12 in pristine BGS 10, whereas the PSA pops between 200 and 250, so not a lot in pristine 10. Estimate of about $1,750, but this is one of the biggest movers down on the list, down 38 spots from last year, which is quite a drop, and I think that just has a lot to do with Rodgers kind of at the tail end of his career, not like in the limelight necessarily. And on top of that, I think there was just a really low BGS sale that happened. I forget if it was like a really low buy it now that someone just clicked buy it now, or if it was like one of those like more obscure auction houses that it's sold on. But anyways, so I had to kind of use that because it was a legit sale, but it just was so far less than the one before that had sold for. It's really hard to gauge if that was a fluke or not. So that's going to be a tough one to gauge. But right now, that's where I have it on the list. BGS 10 Aaron Rodgers rookie. Next up on the list, got the GOAT Don Hutson. And this is in a PSA 8. A real nice example, even though it's an old label. Don't let that fool you. This is still a really nice copy of the card. $1,800 on the price estimate, up 1 spot from last year. All right, next up, The 69 Topps Lou Alcindor rookie in a PSA 6, a decent 6 right here. Down one spot from last year. Price estimate about $1,800 on this card. $42 on the list here coming up. How about the 1960 Topps Forrest Gregg rookie card? This is in a PSA 9, none graded higher. Price estimate about $19.25 on the card, down one spot on the list from last year. All right, and then 41 to finish out this stack. The 61 Fleer Oscar Robertson. Absolutely love this set. Beautifully centered and nice looking 6 right there of the big O. This card is down 6 spots on the list from last year, coming in at an estimate about $2,000. So that was a pretty darn good group of 10 right there as we kind of get into the higher end parts of the collection here. And we're getting into card number 40 here. And this is the 63 Topps Willie Wood rookie card in a PSA 9. You can see the beautiful purple sky variation on the background of this one. Really nice example. This one goes for about $2,000 is my price estimate. Down 14 spots on the list from last year. My guess is there was a sale that was just slightly lower than the one before it, so just had to readjust that a little bit. Happy to have that one. Bought that one a long time ago. That was one of the first higher end Hall of Fame Packers pickups I made, and that was picked up from Heritage, like I want to say 2016, 2017, quite a while ago. Next up, this guy had a really good game on Sunday Night Football. It's the Contenders Jordan Love rookie ticket throwback auto. These are numbered out of 20, and really cool looking card. I just really like the look of this one. Picked this up last year when I was trying to figure out what kind of Jordan Love auto rookie card I wanted to add, and this was the one that I decided to go with. That comes in at number 39 on the list. How about 38? Another pickup from last year, the 48 Bowman Stan Musial. Really nice SGC 5 right there. Beautiful copy. Now the Love that I just talked about was down 7 spots from last year. This is down 9 spots from last year, so some slight coolage in the Stan Musial market for some reason. 52 Bowman Bobby Dillon. Small rookie card autographed. Only about, I think, 6 or 8 of these that exist, and he's a Hall of Famer. And if you haven't noticed, NFL Hall of Fame rookie cards are extremely hot right now. So this card, even though most of you probably have never heard of Bobby Dillon, is still a 2K card. Up 2 spots on the list from last year. And the estimate for the Musial was about $2,000, and $2,000 for Love too. So I have quite a bit in that price range apparently. $35 on the list here coming up. Got the 84 Topps USFL Reggie White autograph rookie card. Not a lot of these exist. I think it's less than 5 that have been certified by PSA. Another $2,000 price estimate, down 2 spots on the list from last year. But again, a card that does not transact much, if ever. So that's 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. That was 36. This is 35. The 54 Topps Ernie Banks rookie card. Beautiful PSA 5 right there. Up 14 spots on the list from last year. Price estimate of about $2,100 on the list. Next up, got the 33 Sport Kings Jim Thorpe, and this is a beautiful 1.5. You don't see 1.5s that look like this very much. This card's up 6 spots on the list from last year, $2,250 on the price estimate. This card's been kind of hot right now. Jim Thorpe. So 33. How about the Prism Silver of Giannis? He had a really good start to the year. The guy just continues to amaze. I think he's done so many amazing things that everyone is just kind of like, oh, it's just like Giannis. They're not even excited about it anymore. I'm sure he'll put up another MVP season and probably not become the MVP. That's kind of where he's at in his career. But had the chance to pick up this Silver Prism back when Silver Prisms were actually pretty scarce, back in 2013. Picked this up last year and a purchase that I definitely don't regret. Hasn't been a ton of movement on it. It's actually continued to come down a little bit for some reason, but I think long term, I think that is a really good card to have. But it is down 9 spots from last year. Price estimate of about $22.50. Next up, another one of my favorite PC cards here is the Reggie White Fabric of the Game autograph. Picked this up for my buddy John. God, it had to be like 10 years ago already. And 3-color patch, numbered out of 92. These Fabric of the Game cards are just awesome. $22.50 on the price estimate, up 14 spots on the last list from last year. All right, and then 31 on the list. Got the 2009 Topps Steph Curry rookie in a PSA 9, and this is a really nice looking 9. What made these cards tough is the black background here, and there was lots of chipping on it, and it would show white. This one, you can't see much white, if at all. So that's why I picked up this 9. This is a really high-end looking PSA 9. And $22.50 with a plus sign on it for the price estimate, and up 23 spots from last year. Some of these players, it's like the basketball market kind of bottomed out a little bit, and now it's kind of, you're starting to see a steady rise again on the big cards. So Steph Curry is definitely part of that. Again, $22.50 with a plus sign on it because the card is going up right now. All right, so that is stack number 2 out of the way. Let's get into stack number 3. Card number 30 on the list. The 2005 SP Authentic Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, and Paul Hornung autographed. On-card autos out of 15 in a PSA 9. This one definitely doesn't transact much. This is the only one I've actually ever seen transacted, and it's when I picked it up a few years back. So number 30 on the list, kind of a hard card to price, but right now I still got the price estimate of about $2,400 on it, down 2 spots on the list from last year. 29 on the list coming up here. Got the Roberto Clemente 55 Topps rookie card, and this one looks extremely nice, obviously for the grade of a 3.5. Down 4 spots on the list, price guesstimate of about $2,500. 28 on the list coming up here. Got the Tony Canadeo. This one is in a PSA 8.5. Only a handful graded higher than this one. Another one of my favorite cards here. $2,500 on the price estimate, down about 6 spots on the list from last year. $27 coming up on the list here. How about the Red Grange rookie card? This one is in a SGC 3.5, but really a beautiful copy for the grade. $2,500 on the price estimate, down about 6 spots from last year, just like the Canadeo. And then next up is our buddy Buford Ray, card that Packer collectors know really well. The last card in the 48 Bowman set, extremely difficult to find in high grade. Anything above a 7 is almost impossible. I bid on a PSA 8 earlier this fall, and I thought it was going to be a chance to upgrade. Now, keep in mind, there is only like 6 8s that exist, and there's only like 10 7s, so, and I happen to have a 7. But I was going to go balls to the wall, all out to try to get this card, and I got absolutely blown out of the water. I think the card sold with buyer's premium for like $12K. So it's just, that card is just gone through the roof, and unfortunately that would have been a huge addition, but did not happen this year. So got the 48 Bowman in a PSA 7. Even in a 7, this card is still $2,500 plus, and up 1 spot on the list from last year. With that high 8 sale, I mean, that card is probably even worth more than that now, unfortunately. Well, fortunately that I have one, but it means that I'm not ever going to be able to jump into an 8. Next up on the list, here's a beautiful example of the 56 Topps Mickey Mantle, PSA 4, but again, a really nice looking copy of the card for a 4. $25.50 for the price estimate, up about 5 spots on the list from last year. That was 25. This is 24. How about the Hires Root Beer, Hank Aaron, with tab in a 6? Absolutely love these cards. Of course, you got the Tall Boy. It's actually bigger than a Tall Boy slab. 2,600 on the price estimate, up about 9 spots on the list from last year. This card is part of the top 250 cards in the hobby set, so this card usually gets love. Next up, here's a pickup from last year, the 48 leaf Chuck Bednarik rookie card. This one's in a VG3, and just exquisite for the grade and the centering. These cards are hardly ever centered. It's about as centered as I've ever seen one, is this example here. Great color, great centering. Was all over this one when it came up for auction last year. So love that one. That was 23. 22 on the list, the 54 Topps Jackie Robinson. A beautiful example for a 4, nicely centered. Not much white on that lower corner there, where there usually is a lot. $27.50 on the price estimate, up 9 spots on the list from last year. All right, let's get down to number 20 on the list here. How about the 52 Bowman Large Bobby Dillon rookie in a PSA 8? Obviously, very tough Hall of Fame rookie card here. $27.50 on the price estimate. Doesn't transact a lot. Down 1 spot on the list from last year. All right, so that is my third stack of 10. I got 2 stacks to go. Getting into the top 20 cards in the collection. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. A fun thing so I've heard the question asked, like, how do you enjoy your collection? Well, you do things like this. You get the cards out, you look at them, you make lists, you talk about them. It is a great way to reflect on what you already have, as opposed to always looking, to what you're adding next. All right. So I think the last card was actually card number 21, Bobby Dillon. This would be card number 20 right here. Got the 63 Topps Ray Nitschke rookie card. And one of the better examples I've ever seen in a PSA 8.5. Perfect centering on this card. Price estimate on this one of about $27.60. Down 1 spot on the list from last year. Love that card there. And sticking with the Wisconsin theme here, got the Robin Yount 75 Topps rookie in a PSA 9. Beautiful example right there. That's number 19 on the list, and estimated about $3K on that card. Next up, got the 41 play ball Joe DiMaggio in a PSA 2.5. This card's been shooting up a little bit recently. $32.50 with a plus sign on it is my estimate. Down 1 spot on the list here. This came from my buddy Josh Stottlemyre a couple years back. That was 18. Number 17 on the list. We got the Greek Freak Giannis Gem-Mint 10 rookie Prism Auto. This card here, price estimate of about $32.50, down 2 spots on the list from last year. That's number 17. Let's get into number 16 here. How about the 57 Topps Paul Hornung rookie card in an 8? A really nice example of the card. Down 5 spots on the list from last year. $3,500 on the price estimate. Mr. Paul Hornung, the Golden Boy. Number 15. How about the Black Refractor? Aaron Rodgers, Topps Chrome Black. No, these are only numbered out of 100 in a PSA 9. I don't think there are any 10s graded yet. There are like 15 or 29s. And this one, down 9 spots on the list from last year. I have an estimate of about $3,500 on it right now. There was a lower sale price over this of the last year that is kind of hurting that card a little bit. So don't know, again, don't know if that was a low price, but a lot of the Rogers rookie type cards I have are down in price, even though some of the like more modern inserts are up. So I found that to be kind of strange. Number 14 on the list here, got the 34 Goudey Hank Greenberg rookie. Nice copy in a PSA 4. This one, $3,500 on the price estimate, up 4 spots on the list from last year. All right, then next, got the 35 Chickle Swede Chester Johnston in a PSA 8. Very high grade for this card. Won this in a memory lane auction a number of years ago. 3,500 with a plus sign on it, down 1 spot from last year. These just do not transact a lot, so hard to know where some of these higher end vintage cards are that don't sell very much. That was 13. Number 12 on the list. How about the 61 Fleer Wilt Chamberlain in a PSA 3? And this is a new addition to the list from last year. 3,600 on the price estimate. Really one of the nicer PSA 3s you're going to see, just because of the centering and the surface color are all very nice on this card. So I was extremely happy to knock that one off my list this year. All the way up to number 12 on the list. Number 11 on the list. How about the green Ty Cobb in a PSA 1? A lot of ones that you see are pretty roached on all the corners and whatnot. This one actually looks really nice, has really nice color registration. Just the one crease going from horizontal right there, and that's it. And I don't think the crease actually goes through the card. It's on mostly on the front of the card. But really nice copy. 4K on my price estimate, down 2 spots on the list from last year. All right, and those are pretty much cards number 20 through number 11. That's a pretty solid stack right there. All right, coming up now, we've got the top 10 cards in the collection. Starting out with number 10. The Reggie White Skybox Autographics. These are numbered out of 100. These are on-card autos of Reggie White, obviously, who passed away in 2004. So, sadly, did not have a lot of autos out there. But this one, man, what a card. You don't see these come up hardly ever. 4K on the price estimate, up 3 spots on the list from last year. Next up, let's go to Vintage Baseball. How about the 39 Play Ball Ted Williams rookie card in a PSA 2? 4K on the price estimate, up 1 spot from last year. This is just a beautiful PSA 2 right here. Nicely centered. Nice registration on the card. Was happy to pick that up a couple years ago for my buddy Kurt. Let's go to number 8. How about the Curly Lambeau autograph on the 63 Stancraft card? Price estimate about $4,700 on this one. At the time, I had to sell a couple big cards to get this one, but I don't think we're ever going to see another sale of one of these. So, the price is what it is, but that's my guesstimate right now. Number 7 on the list, another Reggie White card. Some of these high-end 90s inserts have really gone up in price. This one here is the Precious Metal Gems, the red, and in a BGS 8.5. A couple of really low-grade ones sold recently. Those were only graded a 3. This one's an 8.5. Price estimate on this one of about 6K, which would be up 7 spots on the list from last year. So nice copies of these. Anything above like a grade of an 8 do really well. Number 6 on the list. This is going to be new to the top 10. This is the 61 Topps Henry Jordan rookie card in a PSA 9. This is only a Pop 6, so Not a lot of these floating around, and there's none graded higher, so that's what makes this card kind of sought after. So any kind of Hall of Fame collector is going to be looking for this card. This is a top pop card, up 31 spots on the list from last year. And this is a prime example of why it's really tough to guess prices on cards sometimes. I had purchased this back in 2017, and I picked it up for like 1,800 at the time. And literally, there was no sale since 2018 until I think it was January of this year. One finally sold again, and that's what it sold for, $6,900. So it's like you just don't know on some of these cards. So that's where I've got it now. I've got it moved up quite a bit, so up 31 spots on the list from last year. The Henry Jordan rookie card. I guess the cool part about that is I do have quite a few cards like that in the collection that are just very scarce but high end, and there are no sales of. So I'm always interested to see when one sells to kind of re-gauge what that market is. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This is number 5 on the list. How about the 35 Chico Clark Hinkle in a PSA 8? These are awesome. I got this one estimated about 7K, down one spot on the list from last year. And I'll just include this one right here. So this is number 5 and number 4 on the list. I've got twin PSA 8s of this card, one with the newer label. They are a little different on the back, is why I have both of them. You can see the bottom. One has the commissioner's name in big letters, one is in smaller letters and off to the right. It's kind of a slight variation in the card, actually, which is kind of unique. A lot of people don't know about the variation in 35 Chickles. But number 5 and number 4, 7K and 7,500 estimate, respectively. Each one of these are down one spot on the list. And I did recently get a couple of slab mags, so you can see those are kind of displaying the higher end cards in the PC. Number 3 on the list coming up here. How about the 54 Topps Henry Aaron rookie card? What a beautiful card this is. Looks great with the orange slab mag. 7,500 with a plus sign on it, up 2 spots. And the reason I put that plus sign on there is because one of these in a 5 sold recently for like 15K. You know what I mean? And it had like one of the Mike Baker stickers on it or something. But it looked really nice. Like, it looked a lot like this card looked. And so I know there are some 5s that have sold lower on the lower end, you know, 6K, 6,500. But this one, it just looks so darn nice. And there's such an appreciation for eye appeal right now that one's kind of hard to guesstimate. But that's where I have it right now. That's my guess. All right, then number 2 on the list. How about Bart Starr? The Bart Starr rookie card. This is such a beautiful card. And an 8. Only 3 graded higher, of course, so that's what makes this card so sought after. 12,500 with a plus sign on it is my guesstimate. In the same spot as it was last year. But that market's kind of weird, that star market for PSA 8s. Like, it depends on the eye appeal, a lot of the 8. And that 8 that I have is pretty darn nice eye appeal. That's where the plus sign comes from. All right, then last up here on the list, number 1 on the list, returning champion. Got the 59 Topps Jerry Kramer rookie card in a PSA 10. Still got the price estimate of 15K with a plus on it, because apparently PSA is telling me if you use their guesstimate feature for what your card is worth, it shows like it's worth a ton more than that. But the truth is, there's no way to really know that unless there's another sale. So, but as of now, either way, it stays top spot on the list. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed the countdown. It's so much fun doing this every year just to see where everything is at and look for trends and everything along the way. And if I could, if there's any trends that I have seen, I think that top end high grade vintage with great eye appeal, it just holds its value so well and sells for so much more than just kind of a mediocre looking card. That's one thing I've noticed a ton this year, is premium on eye appeal. And not just some premium, a lot of premium. I have lost out, been blown out of the water going after certain cards that I thought that I was paying up for, that it turned out that I wasn't paying up for enough. That's how much people want that high end eye appeal stuff. That's one thing I've noticed this year for sure. So thanks everybody for watching. What were your favorite cards on the list? Or is there anything that surprises you on the list? I really appreciate everybody watching, and we will talk to you again soon.